晨曦的红。红咕噜连晨曦的红，红咕噜连晨曦的红，红咕噜连晨曦的红，红咕噜连晨曦的红。
红咕噜连晨曦的红，红咕噜连晨曦的红，红咕噜连晨曦的红，
红咕噜连晨曦的红，红咕噜连晨曦的红，红咕噜连晨曦的红，红咕噜连晨曦的红，
红咕噜连晨曦的红。
红咕噜连晨
阿弥陀
曦
佛，
的红。
阿弥陀佛！世界各地的莲花童子们，大家早上
Amitabha,
好。
Pama Kumaras around the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Auspicious greetings to everyone. I'm tonight's host, Lianhua Zirong from Taiwan Dayuan Group Cultivation Association. It's the 3rd of July, 2026, 7:52 p.m. and welcome everyone back to Jupiter School Online University's classroom. And every lesson is an improvement of our skills, our energy. And we thank Master Lian Wei for teaching the evening recitation last lesson. After her detailed explanation, it allowed us to understand that the evening recitation is actually a precious session of cultivation. And now let's do a quick revision of the last lesson. So first of all, its significance lies in guiding cultivators at the end of each day to reflect upon the day. And I feel that this is very important. It's a self-reflection and evaluation, self-evaluation. And it starts with Samatha Bhadra's verse of urging the assembly, which reminds us to be mindful of the reality of impermanence of human life and not let there's another day tomorrow become an excuse or justification for laziness or slackness, and allow us to abide in right mindfulness. Here, let me share a little an anecdote. When I first started my career, the first year, my colleagues or peers, we went to a temple and attended a Buddhist seminar for 1 week. In Taiwan, there are a lot of temples, and they will conduct such kinds of experiences, learning workshops, where we follow the lifestyle of the Sangha, the ordained monks and nuns. And that time, it was very rich. I've forgotten the details, but what imprinted in my mind until now is the verse Samatha Bhadra Bodhisattva's verse of urging the assembly from that every day when we reach twilight and we started to sing twilight and sang that Samatha Bhadra's verse, I will be very happy when we recite it because it meant that we could go to bed. Because when you follow the monk's lifestyle, you wake up at 4 plus in the morning, and at lunch, that's only a small nap time or rest time, all the way until 10 p.m. at night. So we're very happy when you're about to go to bed. And what really left a great impression on me is when we recited, "This day has now passed," 是日已过, I would feel like, oh, I've completed another day of learning. And I'm about to go home, end of lesson. So I never thought about tomorrow. Will tomorrow come first? Or will impermanence come first? Will death come first? So now when I think about it, I realize that when we attended that workshop, it was very interesting, but the kind of mentality that I had, we never really thought about the impermanence mentioned in the Buddha Dharma. So the second lesson of the evening recitation, we learned about returning to the self nature through the fourfold refuge, through external refuge, and we learn about the wondrous perfection of wondrous great perfection. We give rise to aspirations and bodhicitta through the fourfold refuge, and fortify our mind of cultivation. Then we rely on the great compassion mantra to carry out the unbounded food offering, and we would invoke Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva and the power of the great compassion mantra to wash away the negative karma of our body, speech, and minds, and to untie the knots of enmity with our karmic creditors. And the universal offering allows us to actualize the spirit of bodhicitta, realizing great compassion and the spirit of oneness, benefiting ourselves as well as others. And the end of the ritual procedure, we rely on the Sangharama praise, and at the end, we would invoke the protection, the vows of protecting the Dharma protectors to defend the external sacred boundaries of the temple,
也祈求内在心事的守护，护佑我们呢，在睡眠神识昏昧之际呢，免于受到非人夺其精气，或是梦境烦恼的侵扰。总结呢，其实晚课的仪轨就是威德慈悲双运，外施内化并行的就近修持。虽然我们不一定会做晚课的仪轨，可是我们在每一坛的修法中，每一天的念经持咒修法中，其实都可以这样的反省啊、发愿啊，还有关照自己。谢谢大家。那现在想要再提醒大家，如果说你想要再次复习梵拜课程精彩的内容，都可以到真佛宗全球网络教学与同修的 YouTube 频道看到全部课程的重播，或是进到真佛宗网络大学的网站。那网站里呢，有理论课程完整的教材内容，还有实修课的所有的音档。非常感谢莲位上师还有台湾雷藏寺团队为我们准备这么详细深入的学习教材。还有大家要记得上网络大学注册哦， 因为我们的范拜课程啊，已经到了一半了，接下来的作业缴交啊，还有考试啊，都需要您成为网络大学的学员哦。好，希望大家记得一定要去注册。好的，那我们今天的课程结束之后啊，还是有释疑解惑的环节，大家都可以将关于今天的课程的问题发上来，我们会在课程最后恭请上师为我们做解答。好的，我们现在呢，时间已经来到8点整。那我们今天的课程啊，就是除了上一周我们要继续的伽蓝赞之外呢，我们要进入佛前大供了。好的，来，我们时间8点整，真佛宗网络大学第8门课范拜课程正式开始。授课导师莲位上师，会长莲花成祖上师，联合上师，各位上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教以及所有的莲花童子们，大家吉祥。今天莲位上师将为我们讲解佛教范拜第17堂课理论课第3章施食法门第3节佛前大供。现在就让我们以最灿烂的笑容和最热烈的掌声，恭请莲位上师为我们授课。有请莲位上师。
好，阿弥陀佛，请大家先双手合十，一心顶礼根本上师莲生圣尊，真佛宗历代传承祖师，坛城三宝，观想根本上师莲生圣尊柱顶，放光加持。授课吉祥圆满，同门善信摄受圆满。恭念莲花童子心咒7遍。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。好，上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教、同仁，大家好，大家晚上好，下午好，早上好。好，这个我们上一堂课的时候，完课的伽蓝赞还没有教完，所以我们今天会继续教。那佛前大供总共有2堂的课，今天还有下周都是上佛前大供。那我们现在先准备看这个台雷的影片，好，完课的影片，那让大家看一下这个完课到底是怎么做的。那首先就是要跟大家讲哈，我们看到的晚课的仪轨，因为呢，还有佛前大供仪轨也是一样哈，因为是显教的仪轨，他们不是密教。
Ritual procedure is a Sutrayana ritual procedure, so there is no beginning sequence and ending sequence. And
可以的哈，但是就是因为我们是密教。有做前行，请根本传承加持。
because we're Tantric Buddhism, we would do the front beginning sequence and ending sequence so that it's more complete and it will be aligned with the Tantric Buddhism. So for True Buddha School temples that have this beginning and ending sequence, please don't go and criticize other traditions or temples that don't do it, because today's time is limited, so we will jump over the beginning sequence, and after playing the recording. We will start from the urging Samanta Badra's first of urging the assembly. Okay, so later when we sing the Sangharama praise, you can listen to it and you can also sing along. This is the 9 tolls of the bell and 15 strokes of the drum. 九钟15鼓.
汝等鬼神众，我今施汝供。此时遍十方，一切鬼神共。唵摩尼铃娑哈，唵摩尼铃娑哈，唵摩尼铃娑哈，唵摩尼铃娑哈，唵摩尼铃娑哈，唵摩尼铃娑哈，唵摩尼铃娑哈。唵啊吽吽吽吽。
Okay, we can stop at this point. And let's thank Taiwan Leicang Temple, the monastic community there, and also Dharma Brother Wang for taking the video. There were 2 to 3 takes of each video, and so they spent a lot of time to prepare the video. And you notice that when the reverend was doing the 出食, going outside to bestow food, on the ritual procedure, they would recite silently, but we asked the reverend to chant it aloud, so then you would know what she is doing. Because if she doesn't say anything, you wouldn't know what she's doing. Okay, let's go back to the first slide. When you chant silently and you feel like your invocation power isn't strong enough, you can recite it aloud to help yourself to focus. And the reverend who was playing the bell and drum was playing huagu, it's a particular style of drumming, so it's harder to follow where the guiding bell and wooden fish should coordinate. So you can listen to the audio recording that I shared with everyone. You don't have to play it now. You can listen to it because Ayushma Changren's version is also for a group, was also recorded during a group session. So the version that I did, it might help you to hear more clearly when to play the instruments. So some people might wonder why isn't there is it possible to have a musical score so that we can learn? My own personal experience is that when we were young and learning pop songs, we would just follow along with how the song is sung and listen to it many, many times. And this is just natural learning. You don't need a musical score because I was in the choir when I was young. Once you have a score, if you don't have a score, then you don't know how to sing. You will be reliant on musical score and it'll be hard to stop relying on it. So you can hold a pen, and if you printed out your Dianban score, I can tell you how many notes there are for each character. Before we start the chant, we would press the singing bowl and 天蓝珠者, the 者, we would actually sound the singing bowl. And the third column, that's also another sounding of the singing bowl. And at the fourth column, at the end of Cheng, and second last column, Namo Hu Fa Zang, that's the Namo Dhamma protecting treasury bodhisattvas. So the first chant, third character, and the last chant of this line would sound and press the singing bowl. The first, the third, and the fourth column, 共书城法王城, they have the 7 stars drumming pattern or tempo, and there are pauses where you can stop to exchange breaths. 共书城, there is a small little red character, which means ah, and then you can coordinate. You have to sing it at the right place so that you can coordinate with the ritual instruments, the wooden fish, and also the singing bowl. There is a diagonal stroke. This represents changing breaths, so you can breathe there. And then after that, you can start to sing. So you have to sing it at the right time so that your ritual instruments will be in sync. There are two different colors of highlight, yellow and pink. So 和四为零 and the fifth column 为汉为平, these are the same. And the yellow highlights 佛是共书 and 拥护法王, it's the same. And 范厦勇, this is also, it has the same melody as the other parts in yellow. So another part to take note is 和四为零. There are arrows pointing down and arrows pointing up. This is same principle as the incense praise. So 和四为零, there's a down arrow. 佛是共书城, that's the third column. That's also a down arrow. So the notes go down, descend downward, and then for 为汉为平, the arrow pointing up means the notes will go up. The notes of the melody go up. So hopefully this will help you to sing correctly, so that you can complete the chant. When there is a tick, it means the notes go up a little bit. And now let's listen to the audio recording so that you can have an idea, and we will invite the Dharma assistant Xiang Long and the other volunteer to try chanting it. And you can hold out both your hands and try hitting the rhythm while listening.
起来主爱着爱何似为呀灵清晨佛之多书成永护法王城为呀平翻茶有安宁，南无无法藏菩萨摩诃萨摩诃多耶波罗蜜。
刚刚看到有同门在这个聊天室里面有讲说
Okay, just now I saw in the chat that someone said the sound was intermittent, and there are a few reasons because it's an online class. So the playing of the audio, the internet connection is, or the speed is not very fast. So, or it could be the place where you are located on the receiving end. Your internet speed is not fast enough to play it properly. So at your own time, you can go to the TBSOU website to watch the video on your own as well. It's also possible. So it's a little different from live classes. There is repetition. So if you know how to sing the front part, you know how to sing the repeated parts at the back. The two drama assistants who are going to volunteer.
好，这是第一句。那个祥龙助教跟丽华，我看不到他们哦。祥龙助教有没有唱过
？Drama assistant Xianglong, have you sang the Sangoma praise before? The drama assistant replies, yes, sung it. He has chanted it like a few times before.
上师没有开麦。
上师你没有开麦。
哦 ，OK， 那个。
Master Lin Wei was on mic briefly. So, how about Drama assistant Li Hua?
这次没有。
OK， 好。
She hasn't chanted it before. Okay, so let's first give it a try. Let drama assistant Xianglong to try. Without the ritual implements, you can use your hands.
好，可以。还不错，丽华助教试试看，还是需要我再唱一次给你听吗？
Okay, not too bad. Now drama assistant Li Hua, give it a try.
只是我听啊。切兰主啊，爱着爱。
哦，你们两个都很厉害耶，那同门跟得上吗？
Oh, both of you are very good. So can the drama siblings follow along? So after that, let's sing the second line in the pink highlight. I didn't realize both of you are so good at singing.
那个两位的麦克风要先关掉，三个一起出声的话，它会有那个回音。好。
You have to mute the mic.
哦，所以我唱到这个0有8格，我第5格那边画了箭头，从6、7、8这几格的时候，它声音会越来越低。哦，我们从和四威灵再
Let's start from 和四威灵 one more time.
和四威灵所以越来越低，对不对？好，降龙助教。
So the melody goes lower and lower. DA Xianglong, now try again.
怎么切兰主啊，爱着爱，何时为呀？ 铃
基本上没有问题，但是在那个零的
Generally,
第
there
四
are no
个
issues,
祥龙助教好像多了
but
那个音
it sounded like maybe there were a few extra notes
就这样而已哦。
at one of the characters.
可以吗？祥龙助教有听到不一样的地方吗？
有
有哈，来，你唱一下铃铃啊，来，
铃啊，
声音断掉，没关系，我们
Okay,
现在
the
来唱
sound
这个华助教
broke
我
off.
帮你唱一
Now
下
let's let Dharma Assistant Li Hua try.
何似为爱铃爱。
很棒，很棒，你们两个都很棒。
Okay, very
我现
good.
在
Both
唱一个不一样
are
的地
excellent.
方给
And
大家
now
听
I
听
will
这
sing
里
a
是
part
大
that's slightly
大
different.
箭头，对吗？
Ling
我们
here,
现在
it,
跳
the
到
arrow is
尾
pointing
和
down.
平
We are going to
大
jump
概
to
和
Wei
其
Han
他
Wei
哪里不
Ping
一样？好，
and let everyone know or hear where it's different.
我们刚是不是和好同样的为汉为呀平所以这里平后面的5到8
So
格
here, the 5th to 8th squares, the melody goes up. It's compared to wailing. So remember to not the melody should go down first before it goes up. Otherwise, you would not be able to join to you would not be able to sing properly to the end of the chant.
非常好，我们现在接着从和四威灵
Now let's continue from 和四威灵 to 佛智共书成. So from the second column to the third column.
和四威呀灵清真佛具供书成好，我再从清晨再唱一次。
Okay, I'll start from Qingchen again, and then Xianglong, Dharma Assistant Xianglong and Dharma Assistant Li Hua will continue.
佛具供书成好，降龙助教准备。
Okay, Dharma Assistant Xianglong, you can try.
佛是共书成用。
好，那个降龙助教那边没有法器
Okay,
的人。
Dharma Assistant Xianglong doesn't have ritual instruments. Are you able to tap the table so that it's easier for fellow siblings to identify where you're at?
唱了之后，你也从清晨再唱一遍哈。 清晨，
清晨，佛持供书成。
两位你们都很厉害，都没有
Okay,
唱错。
both of you have not made any mistakes. Then how do I correct you for to let fellow students know? Everyone would think, oh, no problems at all.
好，没关系哈。
No worries.
后面的
So
佛持，所以隔壁的下一行也是拥护，是同样的唱法。
So the column next to it has a similar melody, but 法王城 has slightly different. We can start from 清晨 all the way to 法王城.
注意这个共书城是有一点，
共书城 is slightly lower in melody.
要勾起来哦。
法王城 the melody goes up at the end.
清晨，佛持供书成。拥护法王城不好意思，我刚要给你们打勾，结果我的法器就乱了，就没有办法再接着打了哈。所以我们的唱诵跟法器就是法
So
器。
our singing and the ritual instruments, the instruments can, or the implements can help us to sing. DA Xianglong try from 拥护法王城, protecting the Dharma King Citadel.
拥护法王城
好，停 ，Hello stop， 你终于有唱错了。
Okay, finally you made a mistake in your singing. You sang the melody for the next column.
拥护法。
停，等一下，你的拥护唱错了。
Okay, stop. You sang the wrong melody for 拥护.
清晨佛拥护拥
法王城
停，你唱错了。对。
拥护法王城
OK， 所以这个城有唱对了哈，后面就听得比较不清楚。来，我们换，所以这个降龙处就要注意。
Dharma Assistant Xianglong, if you want to sing
对不对？
Gong Shu Chen, if you sing it wrongly, you will be stuck in a cycle. And now let Dharma Assistant Li Hua try.
拥护法王城。
停，城啊！你们两个都唱的是共书城，你们两个的这个默契很好。
Gong Shu Chen. Both of you have very good rapport. The front part, both are correct, and then now both sang the second part wrongly.
来，那个丽华助教再试一次。
Drama assistant Li Hua, try again.
拥护法王成
成啊，好，我们时间不够吼，所以我从这边就开始，我们从永护
Okay, due to limited time, we will
之后就往后唱，后面都差不多。
continue on.
看为平记得要升高音，你如果唱
The melody for Wei Han Wei Ping will go up. Remember, when you, if you sing the melody wrongly, you would end up being stuck in this cycle and end up at the front again.
第二行的最下面，清晨，然后共书成法王成，我就要一次把它唱完了，因为我们接着要讲佛前大宝，剩下的
So
就是
let's try singing it one more time. And then after that, everyone can go back and listen more times to note where the differences are. This will
清晨佛之口，书成永护法王成为汉为呀平翻查永安宁南无护法藏菩萨摩诃萨摩诃般若波罗蜜。好，请这个祥龙跟丽华跟着我唱一下最后一句。
Okay, the two DAs can follow me to sing the last line because a lot of people would sing the last line wrongly.
各唱一次哈。
And then each of you can individually sing it.
摩诃般若波罗蜜。
Maha Prajna Paramita.
来，祥龙助教摩诃。
摩诃般若波罗蜜。
正确，那个丽华试试看。摩诃般若，开麦克风。
摩诃般若波罗蜜。
上师，请开麦克风。
波罗蜜。好，这个就是后面的收音，所以伽蓝赞
Okay, so this is the ending of Sangarama praise.
我们今天
And
到这边，剩下的就是靠
we have to,
回去自己
we can only cover up until this point, and the rest is up to you. You can, at your own time, listen to the recordings over and over, like a pop song, to help yourself learn it naturally. And we have to now proceed to the grand offering to Buddhas. Let's look at the next slide. If you have attended or participated in a grand offering to Buddhas, you can type in 111 in the chat. If you haven't participated in one before, you can type in 000. So this allows me to see how many people, to have a rough idea of how many people have participated. Okay, so let me take a look. Maybe about the majority of people have attended in a grand offering to Buddhas and have some idea of what it is. So here, this is the ritual procedure for the grand offering to Buddhas, and it has 5 sections. The first part, section A, is the incense praise, which we learned before. The second part is 3 chants of Namo, the Buddhas Bodhisattvas of the Vulture Peak, the Assembly of Buddhas Bodhisattvas of Vulture Peak. And then we would sing Namo, the ever-present Buddhas, Namo, the ever-present Dharma, all the way until Namo, the great sage Kinara King Bodhisattva. And this section we would sing it 3 times. And the fourth part is we would sing 3 chants of the food transformation mantra, the Amrita mantra, and also the universal offering mantra. And there's a verse in between. This food that's beautiful, etc. So when we are chanting the mantras, we are doing visualization and food transformation. Maybe you didn't pay attention before. You've prepared a lot of good food. Everyone that is participating, remember that we are blessing the food and doing visualization, transformation. And finally, we would end up with Tian Shu Miao Gong, which is the wondrous celestial cuisine. And the melody, the chanting of this is the same as that for Sangharama praise. We are going to learn the Tian Shu Miao Gong before we have a mini exam of the Sangharama praise, because the longevity altar, the Bardo deliverance altar, we would also use the same melody as for Sangharama praise, in praise of Sangharama. And at the beginning, before we do the grand offering to Buddhas, we first need to know its meaning. So its essential meaning is to return to the original fundamental meaning of offering. If you don't understand its true meaning, it will end up being a formalistic procedure, and we will miss the opportunity to tame our bodies and minds and to engage in spiritual cultivation. So grand offering, we know it's also a form of offering, and the time, the occasion for it, the recipients. For Chinese Buddhism, recently we've been learning about the noon offering, and then we learned the evening recitation. The recipients of the noon offering, it's a small simplified offering to the great golden winged Garuda, the ghosts and spirits in the wilderness, Rakshasa. But for the grand offering to Buddhas, it's a very sumptuous feast. It's a grand offering. And for the evening recitation, it's more of an unbounded food offering. Tantric Buddhism, the offerings, everyone knows the fire offering, water offering, offerings to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Dharmapalas. We also have smoke offering to karmic creditors. And also anytime we are going to eat, before we have a meal or even before a snack, afternoon tea, so we can transform all these offerings to offer to our items and all the deities. How do we differentiate between the different kinds of offerings? In Grandmaster's books, book 304, Grandmaster wrote that offerings can be divided into three kinds based on the object and conditions. So the first A is offering of material resources to help those who are poor. Second is the bestowal of Dharma, using the Dharma to deliver sentient beings. Wu Shi is bestowal or giving of fearlessness. So what about the form and its meaning? There are the 5 offerings, the 8 offerings. The 5 offerings are incense, flowers, lamps, tea, fruits, and the 8 offerings would be the 5 offerings plus bathing water, perfume, and the Dharma conch, which represents music. And there is the 4 kinds of offerings to monks, the items that they need for the basic essentials of daily life, so clothing, food, bedding, and medicine. For the celestial beings, the devas, Vajrayana Buddha has 4 attendants, so it's Vajra song, Vajra dance, Vajra garland, and Vajra play. And there is also offering of body, speech, and mind. So it's not a physical offering of material objects, but it's using your 3 secrets, the purity of your 3 secrets. So your body forms mudras, reverent homage, your mouth chants mantras, and also it sings praises. Your mind visualizes and engages in right mindfulness. So this allows us to deliver ourselves and liberate others, and together accomplish Buddhahood, attain enlightenment. This would be the unsurpassed offering. I often hear people say, I offer my body, speech, and mind to Grandmaster. But the next moment they would say, I'm so busy, I'm busy getting married, or there's so many things happening at home. My body is unwell, I'm not able to go to the cultivation venue, not able to go to the temple to do this and that. The moment you say this, the moment you have such thoughts, then it's no longer an offering of the body, speech, and mind, because there is the ego, the self. So when you need to know that when you are offering your body, speech, and mind, you have to cut off the ego, and together with sentient beings, you attain Buddhahood together. That would be the greatest offering. So the core of offering, although there are material offering, there is offerings of actions and offering of the mind. They all return to the offering of pure body, speech, and mind. The true meaning of offering. So the form, from external form, we are entering into the inner content or inner significance or meaning of offering. Cultivation is all about the cultivation of the mind or the heart. So only when there is cultivation of the mind, cultivation of heart, then it's spiritual cultivation. It's not just about technical skill, not just about knowing how to chant the melodies or play the Dharma instruments. There has to be engagement of the mind, cultivation of the heart, for it to count as spiritual cultivation. So you are offering to the sages, the holy beings above. So you are to express your reverence, and this overcomes our ego, our arrogance. And to the beings in the realms below, it's a universal offering. And this part contains compassion, support, the great compassion. It has that great so we would also call it offering to beings below, because all beings have Buddha nature. So it's not just giving to the beings of the 6 realms, we're also offering to them. So the true giving is giving that's based on the emptiness of the 3 wheels. So realizing that there's nothing to be gained. There is no giver, there is no receiver, There is no object being given. So you're not attached to your self-giving. There is no arrogance arising from the thought that I am carrying out a good deed. And there is no idea of there is a recipient. I am helping this being or this cultivation temple, so the temple has to treat me like a VIP because I give. There is no cultivation venue, there is no I, or the true meaning of giving is if you have that kind of mindset, the arrogance of giving because I give, so I deserve like a VIP treatment, then that defeats the purpose of the true meaning of giving. There shouldn't also be an arrogance stemming from, oh, I donated $10,000 to the temple. All the sangha are functioning because I made the donation. Then that's also not the right thought. You're not attached to the material offerings, the objects, all things will return to emptiness, Shunyata. It's just a temporary gathering of affinities and conditions. So giving is, we are relying on giving to observe whether do we still have attachment to the idea of merit, to the idea of giving? Are we able to tame our minds? So every time we do the grand offering to Buddhas, we are actually cultivating our minds to train ourselves to return to purity. Only when you're able to let go of attachment to all these, then will it truly generate true merit, and you wouldn't fall into just giving leading to enjoying the merits in heaven due to the giving. So it's all about the eradication of attachment to self. Have we given up discrimination? Have we given up that things revolve around the self? If it's revolving around ourself, when we look at things, when our perspective centers around the self, even if your mantra is very diligent, recitation, your mind cultivation is not there, it'll be difficult for you to attain yogic union with the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the deities. So Tantric Buddhism, the stages of practice, offering is one of the preliminary practices because it allows us to accumulate the resources and it allows us to let go of attachments to self. To accumulate the resources, it allows us to lay the foundation. In order to cultivate, we do need to have a certain amount of resources, so we need to lay this foundation. And through repeated offering, the continual reverence, overcoming that arrogance within ourselves, etc., then it allows us to cultivate. I will go a little bit faster because it's 9 p.m. already. Going back to the doctrinal positioning of the grand offering to Buddhas, the fundamental spirit of the grand offering, it's not the direction, the main direction is about returning to the fundamental position of offering as a way to tame or regulate ourselves, our minds, and to allow our self nature to manifest, our Buddha nature to manifest. So it's not about accomplishing the cultivation of Dharma or to not so much about gathering the affinities to deliver sentient beings. So the main axis of offering to Buddhas, the recipients we are offering to Buddhas, we are paying homage, respecting the Buddhas, we are praising the Buddhas. And we need to check whether we are addressing our inner chaos, our attachment to self, our arrogance, whether we have engaged 3 secrets, the purity of the 3 secrets. The usual occasions for carrying out the grand offering, important occasions commemorating the Buddha's Bodhisattva special days. There are holy birthdays, the days of enlightenment, accomplishment. There are days of parinirvana, celebrating, praising, gratitude, paying respect, and also the 1st and 15th of the lunar month. These are usually days traditionally known for reflecting, self-reflection, and it allows us to assess whether our direction of spiritual cultivation is it correct. If you want to cultivate inner practice, then you need to start from the foundation, whether you have returned to right mindfulness so that you won't deviate from the true meaning of cultivation. And during Dharma ceremonies, when we are doing Buddhist events, and the merit of the overall dedication of merit, for example, Emperor of Liang repentance, at the end of it, we can conclude with a feast. We can end with this grand offering to Buddhas. In Indonesia, they carry out a lot of events like the 7-day Buddhist workshop or Buddhist education workshop, etc. You can also conclude with a grand offering to Buddhas or special occasions at the temple, or if there are benefactors who have the bodhicitta, their affinities, they want to carry it out. That's also another reason. So with Taiwan Peizang Temple as an example, usually they would do this. They would conduct this on the special days of Buddha's Bodhisattvas, the lunar 1st and 15th of the month. At noon, they would replace the noon offering with the grand offering to Buddhas. And we would first offer to the Buddhas before we benefit the sentient beings. So what is this benefiting sentient beings? It's the part that you're going outside to offer food to the beings outside. So offer to the Buddhas first and then offer to the other beings. So we have to follow the sequence to transform the offering and carry out the universal offering and dedication. And if there is a Kishigarbha hall, then after the noon offering, you would go to the Kishigarbha hall to do the deliverance dedication. Usually, if a temple doesn't do the noon offering, maybe the temple is not open every single day, or not everyone is able to be at a temple to do reception. If there is no noon offering on a daily basis, and you also don't have a Kishigarbha hall, there's no ancestral tablets, there are no longevity tablets or medicine Buddha altar, then for the grand offering to Buddhas, then you just need to do the grand offering. You don't have to do the food offering outside because you don't do the noon offering usually. If the temple has a longevity altar or a deliverance altar, and there is a dedication and also the offering of food, then you have to do both after doing the grand offering to Buddhas. The longevity dedication, the deliverance dedication after the grand offering. If you are practicing at home and at your own home's altar, and it's a holy day, a special date like Grandmaster's birthday, etc., you can also carry out the grand offering to Buddhas according to the ritual. So 3 virtues, the principles, we would sing the 3 virtues. We chant about the 3 virtues and 6 favors. 清净的 means the virtue of purity. The food is clean. It hasn't been eaten by anyone else yet. So the objects, the utensils, they need to be clean. You haven't used it for any other purpose, and then you use it for the offering to Buddhas, then that's a no-no. So in the process of preparing it, if the utensils are not clean, the food is not pure, then it loses that sense of reverence. The second virtue of gentleness, the food needs to be clean, it has to be exquisite, and it has to be exquisite. You shouldn't just go to the market and buy coarse food or carelessly buy food. Then this loses again the sense of reverence or respect. So when you're preparing the offerings, pay attention to your state of mind, your attitude. You can't eat it first and then offer to the Buddhas. That is not in accord with the Dharma. That would not be. That's the third point. It will lose the correct sequence. So here's an extra question because someone was asking about this question. So supplementary information. There is mention of offering chai. What exactly is chai? In Buddhism, in ritual procedures, chai, which is commonly translated as vegetarian food, but fundamentally it's different from vegetarian food. In ancient Chinese language, it actually means purifying the body and mind. So its core is not what we're eating, but you're eating at the right times and whether is it pure and don't do the wrong thing. So the important points are one, 过午不食, not eating after noon, which means fasting after noon. If you eat, you cannot eat at improper times after the time designated times for eating. When you abide by fasting, it eases the burden on your organs, allows you to gather your body and mind. It reduces desires, cravings, and obstacles in sleep, and it will help you to foster meditation and cultivation. So modern day Han Chinese Buddhist traditions tend to equate chai with vegetarianism. The reason is because they are abstaining from the 5 kinds of pungent foods and to foster compassion for living beings. So the 5 pungent items would include garlic, onions, leek, etc. And so these shallots, chives, so these would actually cause people it would foster cravings and cause people to give rise to more irritable. So when you abstain from these, it will help you to enter meditation more easily. The other method is that when it's vegetarian, you're fostering that spirit of compassion for living beings. The third part, C, is abstaining after noon. If you're vegetarian, but then you eat in the middle of the night, then you can only call it vegetarianism, but it's not strictly called chai shi because you're not supposed to eat after a certain time. So if you abide by the hours of fasting, then it can be considered chai shi. If you eat after the hours designated for fasting, then like for example, if you have supper, for example, then that would not be chai shi. So in True Buddhist School, the focus is on transformation of the mind and actualization of compassionate heart, mind. So whether it's animal product or whether it's vegetarian food, both are fine. But the meat needs to be of the 3 kinds of pure meat, which means that you haven't seen the animal being killed, you haven't heard the animal being killed, and the animal was not killed because you want to eat it. So then it can be considered as meat of 3 sensing row, which is 3 pure meat, 3 kinds of 3-fold purity meat, something like that. So if you have attachment to food, you only eat a certain kind of food, then that's attachment to food. So whatever people give to you, you have to accept it. There wasn't a strict, you can only eat vegetarian food. Before eating, we have to do deliverance and offering. Recite Manjushri's deliverance mantra to deliver animal spirits, to help the animal spirit to be delivered in better realms. So this is transforming the items into pure offerings. This is the compassionate practice of Vajrayana. After you do deliverance, the form of the animal, for example, chicken thigh, or we use it to offer to the Buddhas, then that animal has a cause for offering to the Buddha, and you're helping it to plant a merit. So that's a way of carrying out compassion. When offering the tantric altar at Taiwan Leizang Temple, apart from the 8 offerings, there is also the offering of the 5 elements, which are metal, wood, water, fire, earth, which are represented by golden lily buds, fungus, vermicelli, dried fungus, vermicelli, tofu skin, mushrooms. So its significance is the balance of the internal organs, your mind and nature are stable and smooth. So there's also Shanshan Highway, which are mountain exquisite delicacies of the mountains and oceans, which are represented by ginger and salt. Ginger represents the delicacies of the mountains, and salt represents the delicacies of the ocean, the sea. So common deviations, there are arrogance or negligence, or you're careless, or before you have even offered to the Buddhas, maybe you tasted a little bit. D is attachment to food. We know that we have to buy items that we like. But before you have even started chanting the grand offering to Buddhas, you are already thinking about the consequence, the result, which is that you can enjoy the kinds of food that you bought at the end of the ritual. So your mind is already thinking about eating the food. So we need to, at the end of the ceremony or the ritual, you have to reverently take down the food offering items, transform to benefit sentient beings, and enjoy these food items in accord with the Dharma. From the form of offering to an offering of the mind, the cultivation, we know that when you are preparing the offerings, it has to have the 3 virtues. When you are carrying out the offering, it has to be done in accord with the Dharma. And your offering of the mind, in terms of your reverence, there are 3 dimensions. Is it reverent? Is there arrogance or attachment? The self-reflection of the mental offering of the mind. Do you calculate merit? Do you think that I have offered this food, I'm the benefactor, so I have great merit today? Number 2 is,
去看这个贡品的
do you have a heart of equality? Are you using the quantity of offering as a way to measure its sumptuousness? Or do you have a heart of competition, discrimination? Do you think that I'm doing fire offering, do they do it? I'm doing water offering, are they doing it? That kind of mind.
圆满之后，我们要把公平
And D, after carrying out the offering, do you dedicate the merit to centuries of the Dharma realms, or do you only dedicate the merit to yourself, to your family? You can include your family in the dedication, but is it just limited to yourself and the people around you? So
然后要做回向。
in order to cultivate the mind, you shouldn't be attached to the merit, calculate the merit, etc. So the form of offering is the foundation, and then that we're guided by the way to carry out the offering. The most crucial is the offering of the mind. So only when there is the offering in that mental aspect is it able to encompass both the form, the actions, and you can go beyond the external form of the ritual and truly engage in spiritual cultivation through the grand offering to Buddhas. So this is a rough overview of the grand offering, and we will end the teaching today. So the next lesson we really thank Taiwan Leizang Temple for their dedication to help us prepare all these videos.
那么接下来
Thank you, Master Lian Wei. And now let's enter the Q&A segment, the question and answer segment for tonight's lesson. So the TBSOU backend team, please share the questions on screen. So this question from DAI Jun.
他问说阿弥陀佛，
Amitabha Master, at the temple, at the altar, the great singing bowl is on the dragon side, the wooden fish is on the tiger side. But when we lead the group cultivation and face the sentient beings, the Dharma siblings, do the singing bowl and wooden fish need to be aligned with the dragon and tiger side? For example, if I'm leading the practice and you're opposite me, my right side would play the wooden fish, and it would be on the tiger side from your perspective. And my left side, I would be striking the singing bowl, so they would actually be aligned with the directions of the altar.
感恩上师为我们
Thank you, Master Lian Wei, for your explanation. The next question.
请问上师，如果下载师尊念诵
If we download the mantras recorded by recordings of grandmasters chanting the mantras, can we adjust the speed of the mantras? Grandmaster recites the 8 idams mantras very quickly. Can we adjust it slower? When we adjust the speed, is it okay? Or is it in accord with the Dharma, or does it violate the precepts? So Master Lian Wei replies, the last lesson when we went over the mantras, if you listen carefully, Grandmaster, apart from reciting the 8 idam deities of Tripura School, he also recited several other mantras. So if you can listen and see, after you learn it, you don't have to adjust the speed of the recordings. You can follow your own speed. So I think it's difficult for me to answer this question because sometimes Grandmaster would also recite a little faster. For example, during the ceremony where he conducted the thousands of Dharma vessels deliverance, he did it 2 or 3 times, and he has his reasons why sometimes he would, that time he did it faster, and then other times he would do it a bit slower. So when we don't know the reason, we just follow the original speed, how Grandmaster did it. The next question from Lianhua Yu Chen from Malaysia. Every time there is a grand offering at the temple, when we prepare the offerings, must we first do deliverance before we place it at the altar? Let's put it this way. Before we have our meal, we would do the deliverance before we do the offering. So this question, someone actually asked Grandmaster, every time we do the noon offering, there's also meat and there's vegetables. Then do we need to do the barter deliverance first before putting at the altar? Grandmaster said you don't have to. You can just put it directly at the altar. However, if you have a bit more time, you want to recite the Manjushri's deliverance mantra, I don't think Grandmaster would mind. So he's just making things more convenient, easier for everyone. For grand offering, a lot of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, when you offer to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they don't have this duality, is it pure? Is it impure? If you haven't done the deliverance, there is impure energy. It's when you go to the market, you see what you like. Grandmaster would offer everything. He didn't necessarily do the barter deliverance first. The next question, if a temple has a Kishikarpa hall for ancestral tablets, when we do group cultivation, do we do the longevity and barter deliverance altar dedication, or do we not need to? And then we only need to do the Anwei enshrinement of the altar once, or when there are new tablets to be enshrined. During a group cultivation, usually we wouldn't carry out the Anwei, the enshrinement ritual, when we are doing the group cultivation. Usually during the group cultivation, you just place the offerings that you've brought, you place it at the altar, and then you offer to the Buddhas, the deities, and then you can do the dedication at the end. Usually people wouldn't do the Anwei, the enshrinement of the longevity or deliverance altar dedication during group cultivation venues. If this doesn't answer your question, you can explain a little bit more and we can go over it next lesson. Okay, that's the end of the question and answer segment for tonight's lesson. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Master Lianwei, for your very detailed lesson teaching us how to chant. And when we followed along with Master Lianwei, did you feel like you could sing it well? But Master Lianwei taught us that we have to listen to it continually and practice it continually in order to be really good at it. And we also thank Master Lianwei for her detailed explanation of the meaning of the grand offering to Buddhas. She taught us that it has to have the effect of regulating, taming our minds, and transform our minds for it to count as true spiritual cultivation. After hearing this, I realized that during each session of spiritual cultivation, there's still a lot of room for improvement and adjustment. Thank you, Master Lianwei, for your dedication. And after thanking her, we would also like to thank the Indonesian interpreters, Dharma assistant Pei Fen, and also the volunteers helping with who volunteered for today's session, Dharma assistant Li Hua and Dharma assistant Xiang Long, and all the TBSOU team, the volunteers helping out online, behind the scenes, etc. And now let's prepare to take a group photo. So please turn on your video camera, put on your most beaming, radiant smile, and I will count down from 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you, My Australian Way. Thank you, everyone. Let's see. Next lesson, it will be the 10th of July. We'll continue to invite My Australian Way to continue teaching the grand offering to Buddhas, the practical lesson on the grand offering. And that's the end of tonight's session. You can thank My Australian Way with Chumi, or you can also turn on your microphone and bid farewell to My Australian Way.
谢谢上师，感恩，谢谢上师。
谢谢上师，天气吸收
感恩上师，
感恩上师，
下个礼拜我们又是上师了，
感恩两位上师。
不客气，不客气，感恩上师。刚刚有谁 ？Audrey， 新加坡清源，
谢谢大家，好，拜拜。
好，拜拜，春娜，
拜拜，晚安。
还有好几位睡觉哈，菊芳。OK， 大家晚安哦，丽妙，小林已经毕业了吧？同学们，两方都毕业了哈。
今天才毕业，
还没毕业吗？
还没。
哎，今天已经7月了，你们怎么还没毕业？
因为我们比较迟上课啊。
哦 ，OK， 那你很快毕业就可以回家了哈。OK， 好，大家晚安哦。
大家晚安，
晚安。